Alright, welcome to the CPE update video. And so today we did Module 3 things, reading, and we did a quiz. Module 3 is starting to get to kind of where we were. So yeah. Let me get a... There we go. Alright. So here we learned about inline functions. Inline functions are basically like how you do with variables, with like long, short, new, all that. It's basically a modifier to the function itself. And what it does is it replaces the call address with the actual program of the function. This causes it to have a really high compile time and a higher file size if it's being exported into an exe. However, its main use is if you have a function that's being called a lot. It makes it extremely efficient. It makes it so much more efficient, and that's really the only way that you would use it, is if you're calling a function a lot of times, so that you would inline it to make it, number one, easier and faster to call. So yeah, that's inlines. Let me go to 3916. Alright, so this program sorts an array. Now, it might look a bit daunting at first. It might look a bit confusing, but it's really just kind of understanding what every part does, and it kind of makes sense. So, the do and while will keep it going if it's still true, basically down here. And do while basically is just something that C++ has to... It's just a while loop that is guaranteed to run at least one time. So it runs one time, and if swapped, which is the kind of parameter here, argument, that is determining whether to repeat it again, is false, then you run it... You kind of go out of it, and then you print the sorted array, and it prints the array. However, if it's true, then you keep going through here, and what this does is it, so right here, it goes through every single array element, and right here, it determines whether whether this element is bigger than the element next to it. And if it is, because it's sorting from left to right, it creates an auxiliary to store the thing, the value, and inputs this one to equal that one, and makes the auxiliary the other one. So it literally just swaps them. That's all it does. And then after that, it adds I to 1, which would then be this one. So this one gets moved to this place. So let's say, for example, that we are on I0. Alright, so I0, let's say, would equal 5, and I1 would equal 1. Alright, so it's bigger. So I0, which is 5, this is 1. So 5 would equal auxiliary, and then 5 would be replaced with 1. And then this 1 would be replaced with 5. So that 5 is greater than 1. However, and we go back up here, alright, so then it's here. So now 5 is in array 1. So 5 is greater than I2, which, let's say, be 4. And if it's 4, then it swaps them again. And that's how it kind of sorts them. And it just keeps going until everything is sorted, and then it prints them. So yeah, I thought that was just pretty interesting, so that's what I wanted to kind of show off. And next, here we go. We got new! Yay! Super cool. Basically, in short, you can give yourself more memory. That's basically what it is. New. So, there's two kind of memory things, and one of them's called the stack. I don't know what the other one is, but the other one is where, I'm pretty sure it's just RAM, but like everything is using RAM. So I'm pretty sure there's just like sections in the RAM. But basically what new does, it allocates new memory for, let's say in this case, a float array, to do that. And then you can delete the array when you're done to have good code etiquette, let's say. And, yeah. So you just allocate new memory. So if you use up like a lot of memory on the already allocated memory for every program, you can allocate more to have more space. But bad thing is if you have a lot of space and you don't delete that space, you don't open it up for more values and memory, your program will be very high sized and run very slow. So yeah, that's basically what I learned this section. What I'm going to do next week is probably work on the quiz, because I'm still reviewing that, and do the test. So yeah.